Hey, everybody, welcome back and happy Tuesday. Okay, guys, we're back to talk about some Real Housewives in New Jersey because it looks like we got Frank Catania talking about if the men do get paid on Real Housewives in New Jersey. Also, what's holding up Paulie's divorce? The fact that his fiance turned down a role as a housewife, and he's talking the possible spinoff. So we have lots to discuss, lots to talk about, especially since I had a whole Monday off. Now, before we jump in, if you guys are not subscribed, go ahead and get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And sorry again about no hot messy topics yesterday. I know that if you guys are watching the other videos, you know why. But regardless, I will be back in my studio, fully in my studio on Thursday. So don't worry, I'm not going far for long. Love you guys. Let's go.
Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
All right, guys. So we're getting into the Frank Catania of it all. He revealed if he and the husbands of the Real Housewives in New Jersey get paid for their roles on the show while appearing on a podcast earlier this month. Now, again, also stating what he knows about Paulie's divorce, confirming his fiancee Britney turned down a role on the show, and sharing their wedding date, he teased a potential spinoff and explained his status with Bravo. He said, I don't have a contract. None of the men have contracts with Bravo, so we don't get paid. That's really interesting because I never heard that before. That's what he revealed on the August 2nd episode of the Lisa Stewie podcast when asked if the men get paid. There's appearances, there's other things with Bravo that we do that we're compensated, and we're compensated quite well. But as for the show itself, we are not compensated. According to Frank, he believes that the network doesn't want to pay them because if it did, it would have to extend the same generosity to the men featured in other Real Housewives franchises. In addition to Frank and the other men, though, of the series not having contracts with Bravo, they also have the same restrictions as the ladies. That's why you'll see us saying a lot more, or they don't have. Oh, they don't have. That's why you'll see us saying a lot more. We can say a lot more than what the women are allowed to. We have a unique situation in Jersey for the men. The men are so much more involved in Jersey than other franchises. And what that does is it increases the value of our respective other when they're negotiating their contract. If you have a partner who the fans like, that increases your value when you're negotiating as a woman with Bravo. Now, although Frank and his male counterparts don't get paid for filming seasons of New Jersey, they do get paid for the reunion specials and other Bravo-related appearances. We get compensated for the reunion, which was canceled this year. We get compensated for BravoCon. We do appearances. They send us on appearances sometimes, which we get compensated for. We do other stuff on our own because of our appearance on the show that we get publicity where people will just ask us to make appearances that we get compensated for. We get it, Frank. You're getting compensated. You're just not getting compensated by Bravo for the show. When Frank was then asked about spilling secrets, he said that while he is not contractually obligated to silence, Dolores Catania, his former wife, and the reason he's on the show, would catch some heat. Even though there's nothing isolating us from doing it, we know that if we open our mouths, that somebody on the other side that is going to come down on us and yell at us is going to get it from Bravo. He said that the women face different consequences. You're under a gag order. Not to mention anything about the season except certain things that they're allowed to do for publicity. But when you're giving away maybe some storylines, it's fine. But as to how it's going to end, you're defeating the whole purpose, and the network doesn't make it easy. They do not take that lightly. During the 14th season of The Real Housewives in New Jersey, Paulie's divorce was a hot topic as many wondered about the holdup. Of the topic, Frank noted that Paulie has been separated for many years. I think it's like 12, 14 years. And I don't get into it because I got to be honest with you. Dolores is one of the smartest and brightest people that I know. Dolores is very, very, very street smart. Additionally, Paulie has a business that his wife is a big part of. People don't understand. Paulie has an incredible business. He's a great businessman. He's got a very successful business. And when he started his business, his wife was a very, very integral part of that business. I think she basically is the controller of the company. And that's between Dolores and Paulie. And I'll leave it up to them. But even if he did get divorced, his wife, who I like very much, She's a very nice woman. Will always be a part of it because she's an internal part of making that business being a successful business. But guys, also like when he's saying this, I don't look at Dolores as like somebody who would be threatened by another woman. I mean, Dolores is a badass from Patterson. The woman is a former police officer. She is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. She's a housewife. Like, trust me, Dolores is not threatened, nor is she nothing about this. If anything, I get where she would be like, can we wrap it up? Can we speed it up? Like the divorce. Come on, Paulie, like the divorce. And I love Paulie and I love Paulie and Dolores together. Amazing couple. But even when he said just because something, not verbatim, but something to the effect of just because I get a divorce doesn't mean tomorrow, like I'm proposing to you, I was like, oh, no, Paul. No, we love Dolores. We're proposing to her. Yes, the you are. You are absolutely proposing. God damn it. Despite any suspicions, Frank made it clear that Dolores can handle herself and will have any conversations with Paulie that she feels are necessary. But moving on to Britney's role on Real Housewives in New Jersey, Frank said that there have been talks about bringing his fiance, who he is set to wed on November 9th, onto the series in a full-time role. She said no, and she's young. And being that at the age that she is, and she said no, I was very happy that she said no. She said she's seen too many good relationships go bad because of it. She goes, I have no problem. I come on, make an appearance. I love to be a part of it, but I don't want that obligation of having to be a contracted housewife. She's got thin skin. Now, also on the podcast, Frank addressed the idea of a potential New Jersey spinoff with his fellow Jersey guys. And he said, we're still in talks, believe it or not, for a show of our own. As to how many people on the cast it would include, I'm not sure, but it's not something that we're pushing. We've got inquiries because it's an organic relationship. It's not as if we prepare beforehand, it just happens. He said, I've known Joe Gorga for 30 some odd years. Joe Benigno, I've known for about 10 years. He's a good friend of mine. John Fuda, I've known for a while, so not long. I used to be his attorney. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's not good either. So it's not like they just throw us in a room with people you don't know. We've known each other and we know each other's backgrounds. I love how, and this is no shade to Frank, but disbarred Frank was John Fuda's attorney. Like, in what world do we live in where that is the case? Am I wrong? Am I wrong about this? I don't know. All right, guys, I want to hear what your thoughts are. Pop off in the comment section. But actually, before I go, I really want to know more so. This gets me with the men not getting paid. I've never been a big believer, like, and I know that this is a weird comparison. When I was growing up and I had this evil stepmom who was like, she was just the biggest asshole in the world, like the meanest woman. I mean, she like tortured me, you guys. It was always like everything had to be fair. Like if I got new contacts, then my mom would buy me contacts, and she took my contacts away and made me wear glasses because her son had astigmatism and could not wear contacts at the time. My mom bought me a laptop, and I was living in a different state. I got my laptop taken away because she couldn't afford a laptop for her son. Like, and then my dad used to always say, "Fair is fair," and I'm like, that is not life. Sometimes people get shit that you don't get, vice versa. You think I don't look at like people like, the Kardashians or whatever and be like, well, that's only fair. You have it. I should have it. Like, who gives a fuck? I can't have it. That's not my life. I don't have that. So now I look at it and I'm like, I look at it from a different lens. Like, he's saying Bravo wouldn't do it because then they would have to extend it to everybody. Like, no, you guys are a huge part. The other husbands really aren't. I don't agree with that. But anyways, pop off in the comment section, smash that like button, show some love, and we'll see you next time. Love you guys.